Hi guys! It's week 3 of Inktober and we have some work to do. In this video I also wanted to share with you some tips so you can become a better illustrator. So in particularly 5 tips or hacks, if you will, if you want to become better. These are some pieces of advice that maybe you have heard before and maybe it's nothing new, but I'm just gonna repeat it anyway because I find that this has helped me in the past and continues to do so. So please stay tuned. So the first thing that you should do if you want to become better is to learn from others that are already better from you. So this is that advice still well from the paper I had in the last video. So you should have a handful of artists that you like, and preferably they are in the same field. For instance, they are not painters and graphic artists. If you want to be an illustrator, try to find people that do just illustrations, so not necessarily fine arts. That will help you more. So the second piece of advice I can give is to use reference images. Whenever you want to create a new illustration, you should always use reference images, especially in the beginning when maybe you don't know how to draw well some certain things, and as you go along you can start to stylize these things that you are drawing. So the important thing is first to understand reality and understand the way the volume works, and later you can try to simplify it. I think maybe others don't do this, but I think it is the best way. It's how we learned in art school, first to know how to draw reality. So the third advice I'm going to give you is also draw from memory. Even if you are studying, doing a lot of realistic studies after models or stuff like that, you should also take the time to draw without looking at anything. Because first of all, that will improve your imagination, and second of all, you won't get lost when you have to illustrate something. The idea has to come from somewhere, and then where needed you can always use reference images. Advice number 4 is in regards to colors. So let's say that maybe you are not great or natural at choosing colors, for instance. There are combinations, there are some certain combinations, especially in design, that are proven to work well together, and you can Google that. I'm not going to get into it so much in this video because I don't have the time, but maybe I'll make another video separately. But the main advice, if you are not so great, you should stick to less colors and maybe use the same color but in different tones. Or just try drawing in black and white, for instance. For a while Inktober is really helpful in that regard, because anyways your image has to look good in black and white as well as in color. The more grays there are in an image, the richer it looks. So the best thing is, if you want to make a rich and pleasant to look at image, you should have as many grays as possible, from white to deep black. So yeah, the 5th piece of advice is have a kind of vision board or art space where you can display your recent work. For instance, I'm pinning all my Inktober drawings just where I can see them to get an overall image of what I've done. You can do this with your best artwork or with pieces from other artists you admire, or just with reference images and sketches for a project. This really does help you with inspiration when you look at it. At art school, the teacher would have us dress the walls with cardboard, and we would pin our sketches and finish projects and then critique them. For instance, in this pic, I had pinned some of my older works that I liked, and I wanted to make something in the same vein. Just give it a try. This can help if you're trying to figure out your own style, and I recommend that if you have sketchbooks, they are sometimes not good for this. You may have to cut some work from them, especially if it's something that really stands out. And also, if you're pinning images from other artists, I recommend that there are more than one, not just one artist, because you don't want to be copying their style entirely. So the way that this works is that the images that you see repetitively enter your subconscious and they exit in a new form, which really helps if you're trying to figure out your new style. So this is what I've done this week, in the third week of Inktober. We have some good ones, some bad ones. As you can see, it all depended on the amount of time that I had, and the ones that really look better are the ones where I spend more time, used a lot of images, and used color because I couldn't help myself. After 2 weeks of using just black and white and some gray, I was thinking that what the hell, I'm going to use color, because these images, I'm going to color them anyway and add them to my portfolio, well, the best ones anyway, or add them to my Redbubble, so I didn't want to waste any more time. I just said, if I have the time, I'm going to color them now instead of next month. Thanks so much for watching this, and I'll see you next week with the new episode of Inktober. Bye!